We're in the Northwest Territories. You're watching How to Hunt. We're going after giant lakers and giant pike, and I mean super giant. Let's go. I've never been to a fishing place like this before where the fish are so big. I just caught the craziest fish in the universe.
This is the pinnacle, the peak of pike fishing.
Northwest Territories, I mean, just not like any other place. No place on earth.
Scorpion Optics presents How to Hunt with Ryan Kohler, brought to you by Bronc Beer, Elite Sportswear, Annihilator, Rhino Skin, PV Mart, Hex, Easton Archery, Hoyt, Hornady, Portable Winch Co., true power in your hands, and these fine sponsors.
Landed at Lac La Marque. I'm here in the Northwest Territories. We just landed. The fish here, big. And just how big are we talking? Well, like, they use that to fish something. This is like the size of, you know, the fish I catch on the fly at home, and I'm pretty happy about it. So we're using that for bait. And my guide is Zach Brown.
I have been here at Lac La Marque for 12 seasons. I skipped grad and came up here, and yeah, I was 18 at the time. I mean, it's a big part of my life. I don't know what it would be like to not be at Lac La Marque for the summer, just because, you know, I love it. I'm here every summer, and it's a pretty special place. At Lac La Marque, we can accommodate 18 people. We have 9 boats, so it's usually a 2 clients to 1 guide ratio. We got full chef, we got full meals, so from point A to point B, you're taken care of, and I think you're pretty comfortable from when you get in the boat to when you get back to the cabins.
These are our accommodations in Northwest Territories at Lac La Marque. Nice heaters in here, a fan. The bathroom's inside your room, which is nice. So you get your own bathroom, your own shower, your own sink. It's a good little setup. Outside the door is beautiful MWT. And I can't wait to get out, get on the boat, look for big pike and lakers, and spend the whole day on the boat. That's a big fatty. A little break from hunting before the hunting season starts, and we're out here with Zach in the Northwest Territories. I haven't caught it yet, but this will be the biggest fish I've ever caught on the fly rod. The biggest pike anyway. I just want to know what the system is.
It's there. Good to go. Got it.
That's the best fish I've caught in the fly rod in my lifetime. Zach says it's about 12 pounds, still a monster pike. Northwest Territories, you can't beat it. Let's let her go. We take 1 fish for shore lunch, which we need because we have to eat, and then the rest of them are all going back, which makes this place amazing because there's most of the fish are just catch and release. Our cameraman, Chris Wright, who's worked for me for gotta be 15 years or so now, he's never caught a fish. This is Chris Wright, and if you've watched Wild TV for the last 20 years, he's the guy that technically brought the station to you. So he's up first. He's never been on one of the trips, so this time we decided to bring him as a cameraman, as a little bonus, and enjoy some fun.
Fishing with Chris was a first for me. I've never had somebody that's never caught a fish. So what that's gonna look like, it's gonna look like this, right?
Okay.
And then when you wanna cast short, you're just doing this, you're just tossing out. So to literally be from like point A to point B, being like, this is how you hold a fishing rod, this is how you cast, this is how you set a hook, was a very new experience for me. There you go. Nice, just like that.
Right?
Perfect. Done.
First cast.
There you go.
All right, Chris is hooked up. Little tutorial, we got an eater. This is a shore lunch fish, perfect size.
That's an awesome first fish. That's a huge first
That's your
fish.
first pike ever?
That's nice, yeah.
Ever.
First one.
So to be able to teach him from point A to point B, and then you see his development of now his hook sets are better, his casts are better. He's able to see fish, and it was rewarding because then you see all those little things come together, and then he catches the big fish because of them. It was really cool.
That's a like, we just netted a giant. Oh, shit. What a pike. What do you think, Chris?
I'm loving it.
He caught his first fish, which was a nice eater for us, but his second fish on maybe his 10th cast in the Northwest Territories is almost a 40-inch pike. Are you kidding me? Wow.
Just shy, 39.
Oh my God.
You know, 15, 16-pound fish.
Wow.
He's heavy. Up a bit. Right there, Chris. Nice job. Oh, there he goes. Boom. Just like that. Get your release.
So Chris has gotten the hang of it, and he doesn't need any more instruction. He's got it figured. Now he's just dummying these 35-inch pike, you know, good 12 pounds, just no big deal. Already spoiled, first hour fishing. It's insane. I mean, you just get spoiled so quick here.
Yeah.
Northwest Territories, I mean, just not like any other place. No place on earth.
So Zach and I just turned on the Panoptics for the first time. I got it here behind me right now. I'm really curious to see those big smashers on this thing. Hopefully we can get in some fish where we can see it on the screen. You can see the hook go down. You can see the fish come up, take it.
It's very, very wavy out here, so we're trying our best to try to fool around with Panoptics and try to teach Chris how to fish, and try to keep the boat in control. Anyway, we just got a super, super giant lake trout.
And it's got a huge white lake trout in its mouth. I can see the tail sticking out.
Seriously?
Holy.
Unbelievable. This lake trout just hammered his body bait. Probably like a 25, 28-pound fish. Just a toad. For a first lake trout, Chris hammered it. It's still eating. The tail is still out of his mouth. It's still eating. Put it back in the net.
I just don't think people realize what the fishing is like until you're here. Ryan's catching some lake trout and he's like, oh man, this is awesome. Is that a big one? I'm like, no, not really. He's like, that's not a big one? You know, you get ruined within the first couple hours of fishing and you're like, oh, so this is what you meant. Like, this is what fishing can be like.
I've never been to a fishing place like this before where the fish are so big. You see so many fish that you learn really, really fast. It'd be like if you were on a bear bait and you were seeing like 100 bears a day or something, you would just learn so much about animals. And this is the same thing. Whoa! That's a huge laker. That's a huge fish.
Just got a giant lake trout. Northwest Territories, absolute giant fish. Let's get that big girl back in the water.
Okay, she's going in. What an awesome animal. Head first. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Wow! That is so cool! Yeah! Another huge laker. Nice big lake trout. Pretty awesome. What a pretty fish, man. I can feel his heart beating in my hand. That's pretty wild. Head first.
Good tape. Just like that.
Just trying to keep
Get
his head
inside the
down.
wave?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. This is a big fish, man. This has got to be a big fish, dude. It's got to be beat. Still at the bottom. I mean, I can't even move him. Okay, I gotta sit down. Seriously.
That's you, dude?
He's right here.
Oh.
Oh. Holy smokes, I'm actually like tired. Like my arm is killing me. I'm done. Like forget it. I don't need to catch another one of those.
Yeah, it's just heavy.
He's over 40, so he's bigger than the other one I caught. It's kind of wavy. What is happening? Look at the size of this fish. Oh. Look at this dinosaur. This fish is so awesome. Wow. Okay, let's put him back. Put him back in the water. Let him go. There you go. Fishing with Zach. Pretty cool. Pretty amazing fish. There's a fish coming now.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a fish coming. You got a fish on you.
This is like a schmedium mixed between a small.
A schmedium?
Schmedium, yeah. Beautiful lake trout, Northwest Territories. Doesn't get any better. Oh, the big one behind him, big one behind him, big one behind him. Race goes. Nice lake trout.
So I definitely could see the marks of these ones when we got into them. They were a little bigger than all those other marks, just a little bigger. So now what we need is bigger again. Oh.
So cool.
Oh my God, that's a huge fish.
So there's bigger ones than this, but this is the big one. So we're throwing these fish back. Another schmedium. Looking for a big boy. This is getting there. This is, a 17, 18 pound fish. Really healthy. We're gonna get her going, get Ryan's fish and catch more. We get spoiled. So what happens is you just catch so many fish. Before you were looking at 15 pounders, you're excited about 16s, and then you get a 20 and you're like, that's a big fish. But you had that 30 that you're after again. And there's just so many fish.
Nice 18, 20 pound laker. We've got a real monster yesterday, but this is a great fish. And I could definitely tell on the sonar that this fish was a little bigger than the other two. It's not a bad fish. It's a pretty big laker. Yeah, look at this fish just being on. So cool. That's a pretty big pike, eh?
Yeah, it's a nice one.
Yeah, that's a nice looking fish. That's cool. He just came up in this shallow water and just smoked the fly. This will be my biggest pike by a mile on the fly rod for sure. Oh, wow. Oh, that's an awesome pike, eh? That is sick, isn't it? Huge fish from Lac La Mart. Was hunting with Zach, hunting for big pike with Zach in these shallow bays with the fly rod. It's pretty awesome. He threw out the spinning gear. The pike came out of nowhere from a rock, and then I grabbed my fly rod and just chucked it right at him, and he just turned and smoked it. Pretty awesome. I'm not going to release her until she's ready, until she kicks off. There we go. There she goes. Cool.
Big thing with these Z-Mans is they don't rip. It's amazing. But what happens is you catch so many fish, the soft plastic will slide off the hook. So I put super glue on there, but you can see like these things are unreal. If you do this with any other soft plastic, it's gonna rip. I mean, it's crazy. I've probably caught over 50 fish on this soft plastic, which most baits you're limited to 10, 20, depending on how they bite it. So Z-Mans work great. The only downside is you have to super glue them on because you just catch so many dang fish. Nice healthy fish. There you go. Not a giant fish, but too big to eat, obviously. Nice thick back. Awesome. Not a bad one. Ryan's in the water, which I'm waiting to net. Obviously much bigger. Still healthy fish.
Here's the next one, Zach. Wow, man, look at the size of that.
You can see it right away. Heavy. Awesome fish. Ryan, using fly gear, I'm using spin cast. It doesn't matter. We're all catching big fish.
We went from one giant species to another. Giant lake trouts, giant pike, just like that. And I mean, it didn't take us, it took us 5 minutes.
No, that's the sweet thing about Lac La Mart, is there's big pike and there's big lake trout. You go out in the deep, catch lake trout, come in shallow, catch pike, whatever you want.
Pork is way heavier than the other fish.
Pork, so keep that hatch on the fin. Yep. Pork. Yes, just like that. Perfect.
Pretty cool.
You got him. Yeah, I'll do a quick measurement.
Better. Wow, 40-inch pike on the fly. Can't beat that. I mean, you can't beat that. This is only our second day and I've trophied out already. I'm just trying to get that fly as far out as I can get it and then strip in as fast as I can to see if I can get a fish to strike. I use the water as resistance and I pop the fly out, but at the same time I'm pulling, so it's like kind of a little double haul right out of the water.
Fly fishing is a very intimate thing. I mean, you're in control of the hook set, you're in control of your lure, you're controlling everything. I mean, you could argue that with fishing, conventional tackle, but fly fishing is much more special. And when you add in the clarity, the visual to seeing the fish you want, casting out to it, seeing that fish respond, I mean, that's what you want. And here we have that. I mean, we drive into these bays, we're getting picky. You know, there's a 38-incher, you know, Ryan's, oh, how big is that fish? I'm like, you know, 35. Really? And then there's one who, that's definitely 40. And then you see one, you're like, hey, that's way bigger than 40. It's just such a unique experience to see the fish, choose your fish, see your fish, cast out, catch your fish, and then just repeat. I mean, you go to the next bait, you're like, oh, there's a big fish here too. There's big fish here there.
So this is a purple pike, basically. It's silver purple pike. In the Northwest Territories, they got lots of these fish, and it's just beautiful. Like, what an amazing fish. Beautiful colors. You know, it's really important to have a really good guide. We have one with Zach. Everything we do is he's got everything totally figured out from like 1 to 10. Every little thing you got to do to make sure you're more consistent, you catch more fish. That's a big deal. I was really impressed, actually. I learned a lot, which was really, really cool. Zach was full of knowledge. He's really keyed in on the fish, on all the little details of the fish, on how the fish fins flare, gills flare, tail up, nose down, when they're going to strike, how they're going to strike. The biggest thing that I'll take away from this is that the care he took with the fish. You know, he doesn't let them bang around the boat if he can help it. He keeps them in the net most of the time, keeps them upright in the net most of the time. He takes a half an hour sometimes with a fish to make sure it's revived. Where is he?
Twice. Get right there, let it drop. Perfect, perfect. Little twitch bridge. Oh, get ready, here you go. Twitch, twitch, twitch. You got it, you got it.
That's amazing. I mean, look how amazing that is. Zach can literally say, put the fly there. If you can put the fly 10 feet away, I mean, then you're gonna get it right in their face. They're so stacked up, and that's another nice fish. You're right, that is a nice big fish.
Look at his head. The head on this fish is cool. So, yeah, super, super cool. I mean, I had this fish hooked earlier. It got off, and then followed up another bait to the boat. That got off. Ryan was out. I said, hey, flick out your fly. Just saw it crush it.
What a place this is, Zach. Holy smokes.
What you need?
It's just awesome.
It's a big playground.
It really is, isn't it? Oh, holy shit, Zach, don't move. Look at that fish, Zach. That's a huge fish, hey?
I think it's a silver. Yeah.
I think it's a 40, hey? We've gone into this wicked bay here in one of Zach's little secret spots for huge pike. I just spot the back of this fish that literally just took my breath away. It's silver all along the back. Huge, huge, huge pike.
I saw her going out to deeper water, and I said, well, let's just keep following her. And I think we got another 2 casts at it. I could see that the pike was interested. She came up, flared her fins, came down on it. And I said, okay, that's a really good sign. So I backed up the boat, got it all situated, came back up, he did a cast.
I turned her and she started coming, and then poof, right in front of us at like 6 feet away, her mouth opens and just gulps the fly. And then I let her take it just a little bit and then hook set. And then bang, she's off. We pumped right now. Oh my God, what a moment that was.
Dude, that's
Holy
the epitome of sight fishing, where you work a fish, not interested, but we saw that fin flare. She went down to the bottom, and you got to pick up on that stuff, and we did.
I'm getting her to strike, and I just kept bugging her with that fly until finally she was like, you know what, fine, I'll bite it. Like, I'm gonna bite it, right? Wow. This is unreal. What? Look at this fish, Zach. Oh. Oh, I'm shaking, dude. You know, you can see how excited Zach is, and if Zach gets really excited and starts shaking, then I knew at that point I really had something that was super, super special.
Just slowly pull up on her head.
Oh my god. Oh my god, look at her head.
I mean, I didn't realize how big it was. And then when you net her and you see the size of her head, you're like, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. It's 49. Dude, it's 50 inch. It's 50 inch. Look at this. Look, peaches. You fish the tail?
I got it, hon. I got it. It's a 50-inch silver.
50-inch silver. Guys, people go all their lives with this moment. Ryan Kohler, Wild TV, came up here, NWC Tourism. This is the pinnacle, the peak of pike fishing.
Yeah.
I might as well retire. This is insane, dude. 50-inch silver.
I can't see it, Zach. It's too big. Don't drop it. I gotta get a picture.
This is what people dream about. I mean, people dream about a 50-inch fish, but the 50-inch silver, the rarity of this is absolutely incredible. We worked this fish for 10 minutes. We had a bunch of fly casts, and I was like, no, we stay on her. We saw her fins flare. She came down. I was like, dude, that's a good sign. We worked her. She came back to the boat. The worst fly take is when they hit it straight on. Ryan said it, and I was like, dude, I think that's big. It's really big. It's a 50-inch silver. Unbelievable, dude. A silver pike is basically just a genetic variation of a regular pike. A lot of people go all their lives fishing pike all over the world and never see them. It's just a cool looking fish. I mean, it's an anomaly. And so when you're able to pair that up with a large size, a trophy, I mean, it's pretty special. Dude, quit. Like, I'm telling you, quit.
That's okay. I'll quit.
No, I know, but like, this is just like, you know what I mean?
Get
Like,
the plane. I'll go home right now. I'm good.
I've only got one 50-inch pike in my life, and it's 50 inches. And then you get a 50-inch silver.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh my gosh. You know what's really interesting? So I caught a 48-inch silver here 5 years ago, and I got a picture in the Yellow Knife newspaper.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious if this is the same fish or not.
Oh, wow. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
It'd be cool.
I fly fished my whole life. Guided fly fishing when I was a kid, and I think it all just paid off. Actually, as a matter of fact, it's my birthday, so maybe that helped. Anyways, let's see this monster.
Holy sh**. It's really heavy.
Take it easy. What just happened, Ryan?
I just caught the craziest fish in the universe, a 50-inch silver. And this fish is so big and so heavy right now that I'm not sure how long I can hold this for. But it's a monster trophy. Huge, huge fish on the fly. We caught her on the fly on a black, kind of a woolly bugger thing. Zach coached me through the whole thing. I'm shaking. I can barely hold on to this fish. Unreal.
Head first, nice and gentle.
I can't even do it, Zach.
Nice and gentle.
Zach's got her now. And there she is in the water. What a beautiful fish. I mean, we're talking
Dude, look at this.
50-inch silver right here.
Unbelievable. I mean, like I said, everything comes down to it when you have big fish. This is why we practice. This is why I'm meticulous. People think maybe I'm too stern or something when it comes to small fish. When it comes to big fish, you've got to make everything count. Your hook set, the fight, the net job, everything. Every little thing counts.
The big, big, big fish, they get tired really, really fast, something I didn't know, and they take a lot longer to revive. It's really interesting to see how he treats them with a lot of respect and wants to make sure that they survive and that you can go back and catch them again.
But you got to take care of these fish. We re-catch some of these big, giant fish. If one of these fish dies, I mean, these are the money makers, right? This is why Ryan tips so high. Run. So awesome.
Well, I'm holding in my hand a 50-inch pike. And not only is it 50 inches, but it's silver. Silver. So Zach says that, you know, I'm done. I never need to catch a pike again for the rest of my life, which is fine with me. I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna have a beer after this. I think my trip has hit a peak. Peak of the trip is right now. Special thanks to Northwest Territories Tourism for allowing me to come up here and come in this province and catch, you know, on the fly rod, the epitome of pike, 50-inch silver, which is just unbelievable. We're about to release this fish now so somebody else can come back here and catch it for themselves. And I hope they do, because it's a really, really cool experience and a really, really special day for me. So I just can't believe it. The fish gods were smiling. Just let her go. She just kicked. We didn't have the camera. I didn't have the camera running, and she just kicked. She's sitting there at 10 feet.
So what she'll do now is she'll go on the bottom and sit for a bit, and they'll sit on the bottom for 20, 30 minutes, usually after a good fight. So a big thing with these pike, obviously you gotta take your time. So what I look for when I'm reviving a fish, if they're going belly up, if they don't have the power to turn over, this fish did none of those things, which is awesome. They're gonna go on the surface typically and kind of go out slow. And then when they get enough energy, they'll go back down the bottom, sit, think about what they just did, 20, 30 minutes, and then go back to their day-to-day lives. You know, fish like that, you know, obviously isn't gonna hit anytime soon because this is fresh in their memory. They're gonna be tired. But yeah, it's not alarming when you see them on top of the surface, when you see them on the bottom, when you see them belly up. That's something to be alarmed of. But we took our time with her, and she's going to be able to be caught hopefully the next couple months, maybe next year, maybe never. So special.
Catching the fish of a lifetime was really unbelievable. And the best part is I have a video of it. So when I tell you a fish story, I can back it up with a good video. But I got really lucky and everything just happened perfectly. Zach did a great job guiding. But we're learning now that, you know, that's not going to happen ever again.
Well, Ryan just caught a silver pike. And you can see here, this is a regular pike, and it really gives you an idea difference of just how spotted the fish, a regular pike, is. So cool. Obviously, we're gonna let this fish go.
This is a real good job. Chris Wright just sight cast into his first fish on the fly ever in his lifetime, and it's a big one. Zach's on him. Boom. Boom. Trying.
So cool.
How was that?
That was good. It was good. It was really good.
Cool, right?
First time fly fishing, so.
Fly fishing is different, isn't it?
It is. It's different. I like it though.
You just caught a 17-pound fish on the fly.
17 pounds?
Yeah,
That's huge.
Chris has been jigging under the boat and in 10 feet of water with all his cabbage. It doesn't really make no difference, and he's got a nice one.
That was good. Dense fish.
Good shoot thumb. Got her tight.
Yeah.
Got her. Awesome.
We came out here today to do something really unique. We're gonna catch a pike on, I call these smart pills. Some people call it moose poop. So we're gonna try and catch a pike on the moose poop. Okay, so I'm now rigged up with the poop, moose poop hook. We're actually sight fishing for pike right now. Zach's trying to find me like a 15-inch pike. Okay, where is it?
Going out right.
Going out right?
How far? Right there. 10 o'clock.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right there. That's good. Perfect. Perfect.
Where? I hit the boat, but
Go right. Go up.
this is so hard to catch.
Good. Yes. Yeah, perfect. Little flick. Okay, flick. Yeah, that's it. Again. You have to take off like that.
It's pretty hard to get a take on moose poop, actually. Harder than I thought. I can't get a take on moose poop. Not even from a small one.
Weird.
Okay, yeah, I'm on him. Oh my god, this is really hard to cast.
That's good, yeah. Perfect. Let it fall.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Yep, got it.
Bozo! Success! A giant! A true Black Lamar giant pike. Unbelievable.
Moose poop on the fly at Lac La Marche.
The question is the moose poop still in there?
Is it easy? No. Moose poop or just a treble?
I think I just see a treble.
There he is. Zach drove us into basically the middle of the lake. There's just a whole bunch of fish in here stacked up. Oh, really? Like, I mean, come on. So sick. Chris just took the monster silver.
Good job, dude.
That's a big fish, this.
That is.
43 inches.
43. A couple of nice shore lunches. Zach made up some nice shore lunch. We had some, you catch a pike in the middle of the day and then come back to shore with Zach, and he cooks it up in under 15 minutes. We just pulled up on the shore, a little shore lunch with Zach. It's been an awesome day. We've caught, honestly, hundreds of fish. Now we're having a shore lunch. Zach's behind me here and he's making up some food. And we're going to have a quick bite to eat here now again. And then head up back to the middle of the lake for an evening lake trout bite.
That's a big fish.
I don't have any control. Oh, look at her. Big awesome fish. Oh, there he is.
Nothing wrong with him.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge.
Thanks, buddy. That was a nice job. Go lose some weight.
Eating.
I'm using the Reddington setup here from the fishing hole. The whole thing is a Reddington setup, rod and reel. It's a 9 weight, 9 foot 9 weight, and it's caught every fish on the fly. It's enough rod for the fish here, for sure. That big fish I caught yesterday took a long time to bring in, and you don't want to hurt the fish. You don't want to, you don't want to have a fish on the hook for an hour because then they're just going to kill it. So use a heavier rod and bring the fish in properly, and then you can release it properly and survive so someone can come next time and catch that same fish.
Swing over here.
Awesome.
So cool. So even though it's later in the year, people always say, well, sight fishing isn't an option. But we're fishing in 8-cent feet. We're still seeing fish that come up, they're on the bottom, and you can just drop your lure in and be really, really picky as to what fish you want. These fish, we're calling them too small, but it's we're pretty spoiled. So cool. There's a fish. Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. Oh, saw that whole thing on the transducer. That was pretty wild. You can see, oh, another one right here. Here it comes, fired up, fired up. He's gonna hit me right now. See you.
Nice fish, too.
That's so cool.
So cool.
So sick.
Oh, cool, Zach. This is a dream way to fish right now.
Perfect. Let that fall. There she comes. Little flick. Keep it moving. Gotta keep it moving. Yep. No move. That's a giant fish. There's trees behind me.
Oh. Game over.
So when you have these new guests, it's important that you bring tree cutting tools. Inevitably, these trees will be caught. We brought our trusty axe. We got our client. Hooked the tree. Totally his fault. Definitely not a guide's fault with the boat positioning. Definitely not. So I'm gonna go get that.
This is what Zach does. This is a Zach.
Boat.
Actually, that might be a safety hazard, Zach. I got the fly.
The fly's down here.
What?
The fly's down here.
I just wanted to let you do a few more chops. And then I thought if you fell, then we might have an issue. Just my guide.
We're good.
Axe is in the water. You all right?
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah. Perfect. Little flick. Flick. Boom. Got him. Just like that. Been working this bay, and there's a lot of big pike in here. You can see tails from fish that they've eaten outside their mouths, so they're really not super aggressive. So some of the super giants are a a little lethargic, but this is a nice fish. It's just cool to come through here and literally see, I don't know, 50 fish, if not more, and some well over 40 inches just flying in here in 2 feet of water. Whoa. Oh, 36. So we get her back in the water. Okay, ready? Yep. Nice and easy. Don't dump her, just let her in. Let her swim.
What a monster fish, dude. That's way bigger than the last one.
Like this is just the center, right? See what I mean? That's a hole. Oh, so sick. We're fishing a little deeper. The fish are starting to spread out a little bit more, chasing bait on the flats. And we actually haven't fished anywhere near here this week. And we're just trolling some T60. This is kind of your standard lure. The fishing hole has these. Any of your stores are gonna have these along with big aperture spoon. This is the lake trout, the classic. I mean, you just can't go wrong with a T60. It dives down. We add a little squid tail to the back just for more action. Usually attracts them to bite that. And you can see that it works. I mean, you get some big fish. I mean, when you get a fish with a hump like that and a head like that, I mean, just a jumbo. So cool.
Just landed a monster laker. We've just been doing really well on lake trout, really well on pike. The fishing here is unbelievable. Zach's got that big trout, and so he's pushing her sideways like this. You know, I always thought it was the back and forth motion, but that's not the motion. He goes side to side. That back and forth motion is apparently not that good for the gills, and it kind of drowns them. So side to side seems to be the way that Zach does it.
You start to feel the power on the tail. She's ready to kick off. And then I just shove her forward to get her going. And then there she goes. I'm using a pretty big presentation. This is a 9-inch bait. And the advantage with that is you're not gonna catch any of these rats, these 3 to 10 pounders. I mean, a lot of places you'd be happy to catch a handful of those, but for me out here, it's just an annoyance, so. Problem is when you hook a big lake trout, if your drag's too tight, you can pull it and rip it right out of their mouth, depending on how it's hooked. So I back it off just enough to so I can pull it up, but so it can also take it out if it really wants to go back down to the bottom.
Too bad.
I mean, I got the net ready and she heard it. Wow. This is one of the best fights I've ever had with lake trout. I don't know if it's super big, it's a good fish, but just the power.
Isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Big, giant lake trout. We've been fishing these. Ryan's been catching them all. He finally let me catch a couple, and we got a good one. So sick. I mean, fishing up here, you catch big pike, you catch big lake trout all in the same spot. And I mean, you catch them on all the gear, all the good stuff. We found that in the gear at the fishing hole. We're gonna let this girl go. She's a big fish. We don't have her out for too long. Such a fun, big lake trout.
I just had a hit from a huge fish, and Jack's like, reel. I couldn't hang on to the rod. It was throwing me all over the boat. I have a burn mark in my stripping finger from when the pike hit. You like hook set them, and then they peel out line. My finger is burnt from big pike, burning the line out of my rod into my hand. If you want to catch monster fish, this place has monster fish, and they're so big that they're gonna take a toll on your body.
There's one guy, 6'6", like 300-pound farmer, 2 13-inch levers in either hand, dude. It's like this.
6'8".
Oh my god! Oh
This is what I'm
See? These fish are so big! They can throw you across the boat! That's the second time!
Dude, you almost went in.
I know.
Good thing these are high gunnels.
Not a single boat on this lake to be seen anywhere. We see a boat, it's a Lac La Marche outfitting boat. Otherwise, no one. Pretty amazing.
Sometimes you cast out a pop can, you catch some of these giant fish. I mean, it's ridiculous. I've caught someone literally a bare hook. And other days, I mean, we're literally throwing everything but the kitchen sink at them. Great fishery, one of the best in the world. But I mean, you still have those slow days. You still have these fish that are unaggressive, and you got to try new techniques and different lures to try to make them hit.
Whoa, snacky! You got one? He's got one.
Hey, I'll check this here. Let's see these fish. Nice fish.
Just smoke that big savage bait. So cool.
Cool.
Just like that. So yeah, a little bigger presentation tonight, but it's working.
Water's a little tougher today. It's our last day fishing. We're gonna go for Lakers again. Should be a good bite. The bite will be on, baby.
Oh, let's try this guy. Yeah.
Our guy is.
When the waves are big, you got to use big lures. And this is a 16-inch Savage Gear line through trout. The Fishing Goal should stock these. I mean, obviously a lot of people wouldn't even think of buying these, but these do work. We catch big fish. I've got some giant fish, well over 40-inch lake trout, and you catch giant pike as well. But the idea is you're not going to get a small fish. When we've caught fish this size, that's not eating this. You want the 30-pounder that's eating this for a snack. So that's the goal today. We got big waves and we got big baits, and hopefully we get some big fish.
Jack's got a huge fish on. It hit right by the boat on that massive bait. I guess we gotta net this, eh? Jeez.
That will run up.
So we're into giant swells here. That's got about a 15-pound rod. So it's not that big even, but man, it's not that big. Oh, that's nice big. Oh, still a really nice big. Okay.
Cool. Fishing for lake trout.
Oh, buddy.
It's a big waves. Gotta love it. Such a nice fish. We're gonna dump this one. Let's go. Such a good one.
And that's the end of the show. So hopefully you get a chance to visit Zach at Lac La Marche. He's an unbelievable guide. He knows his fishing, knows his fish better than I had no idea how good he was at it, and how much different it is than I thought. So anyways, that's it. Till next time. Over now.
Scorpion Optics presents How to Hunt with Ryan Kohler, brought to you by Bronc Beer, Elite Sportswear, Annihilator, Rhino Skin, PB Mart, Hex, Easton Archery, Hoyt, Hornady, Portable Winch Co., true power in your hands, and these fine sponsors.